welcome to my channel. So today we are recapping episode 3 of And Just Like That, called When in Rome. And yes, Big, it's dead. It wasn't a dream, it happened. Carrie froze, she didn't call 911. Can we get over it? I think it was one of those scenarios that's like fight or flight. During horrific times or an emergency, there are people, they're so laser focused when something bad has happened. They're like, okay, focus. Where's the exit? You go there. You do this. I'll call 911. You do CPR. And then some people, they just freak out. And I think that's what happened in Carrie's scenario, that once again, she froze. She didn't know what to do. The one good thing that came out of Big's death is that I found out where the defibrillator in my building is. So all of you out there, wherever you live, go find out if there's one in your building or close to your house. It could be life-saving. So Carrie's still grieving, and I hope this whole season won't be just about her walking around grieving. Can we just fast forward and time lapse to, more joyful times, where they're drinking for fun and no one is wondering if someone has a problem? We'll get to that in a moment. We were all upset that Big died because, we got attached to that character, but then we hated him many times in the past because he was such a dick to Carrie. And after the whole reading of the will fiasco, I was like, he died being a dick. Leaving $1 million to your ex-wife? Ex-wife? I don't care if he was a finance guy and that was his way of apologizing. $1 million, leave it to your heartbroken current wife or donate it to charity. His ex-wife, as we know, is Natasha, and I think it was season 3 that she got cheated on. If I know a man who cheated on me, it's going to leave me $1 million when he dies, get all the hoes you want. I don't care. As long as my name is on the will, go for it. Natasha has 2 kids now, and when she said that, I was like, oh no, they're gonna be Big's kids. Even though she told Carrie that she hasn't had any contact with Big since they're divorced, do you guys think she was lying? Because that would be like a plot twist if her kids are Big's kids and that's why he left her $1 million. Carrie tried to get in contact with Natasha. She emailed her, she DM'd her on Instagram, and Natasha right away blocked her on Instagram. And I did not like when Miranda called Natasha a bitch. Natasha has all the right in the world to block Carrie on all social media platforms. The woman was sleeping with her husband, which caused her divorce, and also really painful dental surgery. Remember, because she fell off the stairs? I'm like, I will block her ass too. Another red flag about Big and his dick-ish moves. He didn't even leave the password for his computer to his wife. I understand having different passwords on your phone, I get it, but the main computer in the house, she didn't know the password? It was really frustrating to see Carrie being insecure again about her relationship with Big, yet again, after all these years. I was so sad when she said, I thought I was enough for him, and I wasn't enough for him. Miranda, it's safe to say now, and I called it, that she has a drinking problem. When they were at lunch, at the restaurant that the door kept smacking Stanford, did you guys notice that she was asking, like, can I have another Cabernet? And then Charlotte finds the empty Tito's bottles in her backpack. She told Charlotte that her and Steve haven't had sex in years. In years? I mean, if my husband and I haven't had sex in years, I would have a drinking problem too. Miranda is even questioning her marriage. She said, we're basically just roommates who enjoy dessert together, and we don't have anything else to talk about besides Brady. So if we didn't have a son together, what would we talk about? And you can tell there's no passion in her relationship with Steve, which is a bummer because I used to love them together. Even Carrie and Big, they were together just as long as Miranda and Steve, And you could tell there was fire there. You know, they were cooking together, they're dancing together, they listened to music together. Even the masturbation scene, you could tell they were still, you know, passionate about each other. Going back to Miranda's drinking, I was really surprised of how dismissive Carrie was when Charlotte brought up the subject to her when they're in the Uber back home, and she says, hey, I found, you know, the little bottles in her backpack, and she always thinks Charlotte it's overreacting. But I always felt that Carrie and Miranda were the closest of friends. Shay and Miranda totally called that one too. They are going to hook up. Or Miranda has just like a big crush on her. She's blowing the weed into her mouth. That was like the most energetic shotgun I've ever seen. Speaking of Che, I didn't think her stand-up was that funny. I think it was used to highlight what's going on in Charlotte's life with Lily, with Rose, and Miranda's life when she says, you know, get out of the box and change your life. So Carrie goes home after the stand-up show and tells her doorman that she's gonna go for a walk. And then she ends up at her old apartment and says, and just like that, I'm finally home. And I get the feeling of not wanting to live at the place where your loved one died. She even said, she's like, I feel like it's haunted here. I just didn't know how close her old apartment was to Heaven on Fifth, because she said, I'm just gonna go for a walk, and in those shoes, and then boom, she's at the old place. And also that shot of her shoes going up the steps, it was so Sex and the City. Who was that silver fox at the podcast booth? I think he was a producer or something, but I'm like, I'm calling it. He's going to be Carrie's love interest. What did you think of episode 3 of And Just Like That? Were you just as upset as I was about that $1 million left to Natasha? If you like this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and also hit the little bell, the notification button, so you don't miss any future videos, and I'll see you next time.